It's quickly again with another ROM review, and this time I've got YunOS for Galaxy S3. Now YunOS is this new ROM which is actually conceived by Alibaba.com. It was previously called AliYunOS. I remember this because it actually created a bit of stir previously when it was actually conceived because Google wasn't on board with Android for fragmentation anymore. So yeah, now this is a reality. Now this has come out and S3 is one of the supported models. So yeah, pretty neat. So let's get into the ROM now. First of all, this is a Chinese ROM. Just keep that in mind because you are going to see a lot of Chinese stuff in here. First of all, here is the lock screen, which is pretty neat. You can see it is kind of a neat one. It does have theme support, so lock screen is not permanent. You can change the lock screen. This lock screen, I really like it because you can see the time. This is hours, this is the minutes, and the little small circle or the sphere rotating is the seconds, which I find really interesting. I'm easily amused, and this is quite amusing for me. So as you can see, we have entered the launcher, which is the home launcher, kind of really reminiscent of MIUI, because you are not going to get a lot of stuff in this. It has a lot of stuff which are MIUI. You don't have an app launcher. It's kind of like the iPhone stuff, and even the animation at the first, it's kind of like iOS 6 or 8, whatever it is, iOS 8. It tries a lot to copy the iOS essence or iOS design cues into this ROM. So that is really cool for those who like it. So you can see it is a Chinese ROM. You can see the weather is not updated because it only has Chinese cities in there, so I cannot actually find my city. You can see a lot of stuff here. These are the apps with which it comes. Now let's go to the about phone page, because this does have a lot of features also. So this is the notification drawer with a lot of information. You have date, day, year. You have used megabytes of your data plan, so you can do that also, which is also available in MIUI, but it's down there. Okay, I just got a message which can be swiped here to add to the blacklist, which is a really cool feature. I mean, you get a missed call from maybe your carrier. You can just swipe it to the right side and add it to blacklist. It does have a very intuitive blacklist modes, which is pretty cool. I have actually used it and it's really neat. You can also quick reply from here, or just swipe it away also. Here is the quick setting menu, which well, there are a lot of stuff, and I personally like a smaller icon set. This doesn't have a smaller icon set. The only other option I have is to change the theme, and even changing the theme, the icons in here doesn't really change its sizes. So yeah, it has almost all the things which you may need. It also has a more function. You can add stuff also. You can restart lock screen and WLAN hotspot. You can have that too. Now let's go to the settings menu and see what all we have. Now most of these are standard Android features. This is based on actually Android 4.4.4. I'll show you guys that. I'll go to about phone. It doesn't say 4.4.4 here because I still think that Google is not still on board with its Android OS being forked out into other stuff like MIUI or YunOS here, but it is based on 4.4.4. that will be shown in the Antutu benchmark score when you see the OS it is operating on. So yeah, you have about 300 megs available. Because it is a 4.4.4 ROM, it doesn't use a lot of RAM, but due to the customizations this has, it is going to use more RAM than a standard 4.4.4 ROM. It is on the 3.0.1 version, which does have OTA support. It is the smaller OTA files, like 20 megs for an update, so that is really cool. You will be getting a lot of OTA support, so that is pretty neat. You do have more options where it shows the OS version, baseband, build number is unknown, Bluetooth address, WMAN, MAC addresses, a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, that is it in here. Now how to get to the updates? You do have system updates here. You can click system updates and it will be scanning for system update. It will show you the current version, and it will, after a while, after it scans, it will show you that you have the latest version available. It does have app management, which is kind of similar. You have unknown sources, you can take it on. Now this is an extra stuff which I downloaded myself. So yeah, you'd have running apps, you have cached apps, you have all the apps also. You can probably delete a lot of Chinese stuff from here, but I mean, this feels like a stock Samsung OS with a lot of bloatware, but yeah, that's just it. Now in the time and date settings, you have standard stuff, you have a lot of stuff there. More system settings in here. You can go into development mode where you can enable, you can change the animation scales and USB debugging, enable or disable. This feels like a really stripped down version of the development mode, because the standard Android development mode has a lot of options. You can still use that with a custom app, with a third-party app like system settings, stuff like that, but kind of feels odd. Now in the extra settings, you have display option. The display, you have auto brightness. You can enable auto brightness for a lot of stuff. I'm not going to do that. Font size is set to small, but it still feels gigantic when considered the other AOSP ROMs have better smaller fonts, which I personally like. Sunshine mode setting. Now this is something which I really like. Imagine this: you have your brightness to your low stuff, and you just want to check the time. Just when you are in the lock screen, right? You can click here and put your hands over here, and it will give you a high contrast time, your notification, and the date and stuff which you need at a glance, which is really nice. I really appreciate something like this, which is pretty cool. You can see the IR light is there because it is a proximity sensor based setting. It does turn on your proximity setting, which is a really good feature. It also has mistake touch mode setting, which actually is pocket mode. If your phone is in the pocket and something accidentally clicks this, it's not going to work. So yeah, it uses your proximity sensor and maybe your accelerometer also, so it does work out pretty neatly. So yeah, in the sound setting, it is kind of similar to other Android stuff. You do have ringtones, messages, notification, etc., which is standard. Security and privacy, it does have a kind of a security antivirus stuff, which is kind of similar to the MIUI, which has everything including the unlock mode, blocker, call blocker, SMS blocker, stuff like that. So yeah, this is search setting. Now you can local search setting, you can enable what all will be searched in your stuff. Actually the search is kind of cool. You can just swipe down in your home screen and you get to search. So yeah, you can search whatever you want. I will be searching Antutu, so you can see Antutu is there. So you don't really need to go into there also. Okay, yeah, it does search Baidu, mind you, it will search Baidu for stuff which you are going to search also. So yeah, it is there. It does have voice recognition, stuff like that, which is pretty neat. Private browsing, your history won't be compiled or stuff like that, pretty neat. Notification stuff, you can change the LED, show real-time traffic, your speed of internet will be shown there. Notification display, show hide notifications. What all apps will be able to show notifications, which is kind of standard. Reorder quick setting button. Now this is the one which I showed you. In the more setting, you can change all of these. You can change the location of these stuff, kind of like how you like it, pretty neatly. Accounts. Now this doesn't have the Google G apps right now, but you can actually flash G apps and make it work. It does have YunOS ecosystem, which says it is Taobao, whatever it is. You can have that. If you are someone who uses Chinese services, you will feel right at home with this, because it is kind of, personally, I don't really see a lot of stuff which I will be using. So yeah. Also, you can log in with Alipay if you do use Alibaba or AliExpress, which I do use. It's kind of like eBay for businesses and stuff like that. So cloud services. Now this does include cloud service. You can log into Taobao and actually back up everything. So yeah, pretty neat. It does have stuff like that, which is kind of similar to Google G Apps and Google account. Battery performance is, what should I say? It's not the best out of any 4.4.4 ROMs. It drinks up battery a bit more than it should, in my opinion. So yeah, power saving mode. You can enable power saving mode, but it's kind of like with any other third-party battery saver, which doesn't really change your power settings, which is kind of, in my opinion, is the best way to manage powers. Now, in the home button, you do get a swipe to left for search stuff, but as you can see, this is all Chinese stuff, which I don't have any idea about. So I have no idea what this does or how to make this function. So I'm sorry, but hey. It does have every app which this has is customized. So your photo app, average photos which you get, or all, I mean, yeah, kind of customized, kind of themed stuff. You have contacts, you have phone, all of these are customized. I don't have anything. You can have directory, which is pretty cool, but I'm not really sure if this works with any other country other than China. So yeah, not really useful for a lot of people. Now, there are stuff which I really like about this launcher. You can flick up like music and it will show you what is playing, and quick stuff here. So that's really cool. Not everything is compatible, like this is not compatible, this is compatible. It shows you what all stuff you have to update. So you can click update all, and I just clicked update all. It will be updating everything. You can see your messages here. You can have that. You don't have browser, you don't have camera. Other stuff you have is the calendar app. It will show you the events of today. Now the calendar and clock, as you can see, does correspond to the actual time, which I feel is kind of awesome. It is a design cue from iOS, so yeah, pretty neat. It does have a compass app, it does have a file manager, which I really like. It does have a screen recorder, calculator, all of these stuff are available. The camera app is actually very interesting. It's not the standard 4.4.4 camera app which comes with all the other KitKat ROMs. No, it does have its own settings. It is pretty neat. It does work out neatly. It does have extra settings like the beauty shot or filters, timer, exposure, everything like that. And it has the iPhone styled switcher from different modes. So this is actually video mode. It has activated my flash, which I didn't really need. It also has the Vine video style short video. When you click and hold this, that's the only time it will record. So you have a lot of stuff which you can use pretty neatly. It does have all the stuff are working. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it doesn't have anything which is broken or anything, but this does work. So let me show you guys the Antutu benchmark score, which was okay. It shows that this ROM is not meant for performance. Okay, yeah, and you will understand that when you load up this phone. Load up this thing. Okay, it shows 24,000, which is not a very performance ROM, but it is a smooth, it's a usable ROM. It can be used as a daily driver once you get past the battery issue. So let me show you guys the themes, which is one of the biggest advantages of a Chinese ROM, I guess. So yeah, I have already downloaded one theme or 2 or 3 themes. You can see. I'll show you guys the Radeon, which actually comes with the ROM. I will show you guys that. It is applying, and it has been applied. You can see everything has changed. I mean, it is more red, and the lock screen has changed to something else. So yeah, you have a lot of stuff which is themable. This theme engine is not extremely good or anything like that, like MIUI or even the CyanogenMod 11, which had a very good theme engine. It's not like that. It's just a launcher based theme which changes a lot of stuff. I like that a lot. Now let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. It's just simple. I'll show you guys now. Also, this is there, so yeah, kind of like a cue from iOS. So here is the YunOS boot animation, which was pretty smooth, pretty basic, pretty minimal. Now in the recent menu app, you will see all of your recent menu. It will be shown here in tile format with the preview, which is something which I really like. It's something which I really like because MIUI doesn't have that. It only shows the icons, which I kind of find, nah, that's not how it should be. So yeah, you can actually clear everything with one swipe, or you can just swipe it with this. So click here and it will clear your recent app and it will show you how much memory you released. So yeah. Now this is something else which I really like, which you saw there is, I just got a call from my carrier about a few offers and stuff like that, which I don't need. But after I decline the call, it shows me a pop-up which says that what was it? I mean, should I add it to a blacklist, or should the phone just cancel all the calls which is coming from that number? So that's really cool. It does have a very good blacklist procedure which I really like. So now it's conclusion time. How good is this ROM? Now this is a really good ROM in my opinion, at least, because it does have a lot of features which a lot of people will like. But the problem with this ROM is that it's too Chinese. I mean, everything has its own elements which I personally don't understand. I would have liked the developers of this ROM to make this a bit more accessible for the international audience. So yeah, that is something which I kind of wish everyone in there thought out. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on this ROM. So yeah, I guess that much is said about the ROM. Hope you guys like the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.